In the day that thou stoodest on the other side, in the day that the strangers carried away captive his forces, and foreigners entered into his gates and cast lots upon Jerusalem, even thou wast as one of them. But thou shouldest not have looked on the day of thy brother, in the day that he became a stranger, neither shouldest thou have rejoiced over the children of Judah in the day of their destruction. Neither shouldest thou have spoken proudly in the day of distress. Thou shouldest not have entered into the gate of my people in the day of their calamity. Yea, thou shouldest not have looked on their affliction in the day of their calamity, nor have laid hands on their substance in the day of their calamity. Neither shouldest thou have stood in the crossway to cut off those of his that did escape. Neither shouldest thou have delivered up those of his that did remain in the day of distress. Obadiah 1, verse 11-14. My friend, Obadiah's scathing words fall upon the soul that stands aloof while his brother, his own self, lies in chains. In the day that strangers carried away his forces, that day is the moment when you believe that power and substance dwell outside you. Foreigners, your fears and doubts enter the gates of Jerusalem, the city of your heart, and cast lots upon its treasures, your confidence, your dreams, your joy. And in that moment you yourself are one of them, for you betray the Christ within. But you should not have looked on the day of your brother's distress as a stranger, nor rejoiced in the ruin of Judah, your exalted self. Judah is your very name, the celebrant, the door through which the I Am enters. To rejoice in its undoing is to turn away from the door, to deny your own divine imagination. To speak proudly in calamity is to boast in limitation, as though lack were a trophy. Laying hands on your brother's substance in the day of his calamity, this is the thief who steals your own riches at the hour when Christ would restore them. Enter not the gate of your own people on such a day, for that gate is sealed until the betrayer Judas reveals himself. The wooden peg hammered into shoulder, the sleeve severed, these are symbols of authority given you in that mystical betrayal. Yet, to cut off those who might yet escape is to affirm scarcity. To deliver up the remnant of hope is to deny resurrection. Know this: the Christ who is your imagination never rejoices in destruction. He enters with outstretched arms, betrays you with a kiss, and hangs upon you the peg of authority. But only when you refuse to rejoice in limitation, only when you open the door, does he release the captives, restore the substance, and bring every hidden gem of your being to light. Reject the stranger within. Welcome Judah, the hand of power, and let your own imagination reveal you as the Word made flesh. Obadiah's harsh rebuke sketches four inner attitudes. First, the passive onlooker. Thou looked on in my day, that part of you that stands by when your own self-worth erodes. Second, the schadenfreude mind, rejoiced over the children of Judah, the small self that exults in another's downfall. Third, the exploiter, laid hands on their substance, your ego snatching at opportunity born of pain. Fourth, the ambusher, stood in the crossway to cut off those that did escape. The fearful self that chases fragments rather than shelters what remains. These are four states of consciousness: indifference, pride, greed, and fear. Every verse speaks of consciousness projecting itself outward. Foreigners entered his gates is the scattered imagination invading your inner temple, dissolving integrity. Casting lots upon Jerusalem is the random distribution of your creative power to outer dramas. As these attitudes play out, you fragment your creative field. Energy goes into judgment, into celebration of lack, into exploitation of vulnerability. In reverse, holding a unified state halts those strangers and recasts your lot in harmony with your ideal. Hidden here is the power to refuse passive observation. You possess a sovereign imagination, your own I Am, that can stand as door and guardian. This divine door, letterth, in your consciousness, opens only to self-compassion, not to negativity. By recognizing yourself as both the betrayed and the betrayer of truth, you reclaim authority over every stranger thought that would carry your forces away. You are the living sanctuary. No one else enters without your silent consent. Begin by gently noticing whenever your awareness drifts into indifference, pride, greed, or fear, and kindly labeling each state so you can see it clearly. Once you've named it, replace any inner judgment by inviting to mind your brother fully restored, visualizing that wholeness shining within your mental temple. From there, move beyond haphazard casting lots by deliberately casting lots of gratitude, giving yourself credit for every positive turn and blessing. Then speak the single key affirmation, I am the door of my soul. No thought of lack or pride may enter, letting this truth stand as a living threshold. As you live from that active door, the old scenes of calamity may still roll across your awareness, but they no longer imprison you, for you remain within your holy gates as the master of your own creative field.